So there's theory, there's application, both the things are happening at the same time, right? And along with examples, this is his past experience, this is whatever is read out there on the web, and then that he shares with us, right?
I think Sharad, it was a very good session. I mean, one of its kind. Of course, like, we've all done our MBAs, etc., and we've had sessions like this. But I think once I've started working, all my skill building or knowledge building has been through random Coursera courses, which you normally never end up completing. And This was a very fun, very interactive, very, very insightful session.
So it definitely gave me a lot of perspective and gave me an understanding of what that top 1% of people in the in the domain kind of work like, and how big companies structure their models, how a small startup versus a big company are different.
His past experience, current experience, उसके friend circle में कुछ हो रहा है, कहीं पे कुछ हो रहा है, there's something that's out there in the industry. So he's helped us with those examples at the right moments, with the right concepts and everything. Right, so that part was sorted.
So I think my expectation going into the program was that it would be more about marketing. It was a marketing boot camp, that's how I was reading into it. So I thought I'll learn 10 more things about marketing, and I also thought that we would have a lot to add because of my experience or whatever, 4 years in an FMCG and now a startup e-commerce. I think out of the session I've realized that at Pepperfry we are doing things completely wrong, and I did not learn about marketing. What I learned about was everything else other than marketing. Marketing to me was basic, but everything else that came, retention, activation, even the whole growth flywheel effect, all those was, while we've always heard these terms. So I think that was the fact that we don't know so much and how we are doing things so wrong. that's a big learning that I've got coming out of the session, and also the fact that there are so many people out there doing these projects, and all of them are our peers, right? They're not 10 years into the industry, and things are evolving really fast. So I think we also need to now catch up.
Practical, easy to understand, and something that was also new for me, a lot of loops that we understood, like acquisition loops. Even though I've been doing acquisition for more than 3-4 years now, there was no time when anyone ever talked to me about loops. In general, what I felt is that organizations, they work in a to-do list, rather than having a real strategy in place. They work in what needs to be done by tomorrow, what needs to be done by next week. But there's no quarterly or a yearly strategy, and there's no roadmap as such. But in my last startup there was nothing like that, and that's where these models, these things helped me a lot to gain that perspective, and then to also understand how much more do I need to learn, and then hone my skills as well. So that's where it was. But I loved Harneet's all the sessions, and I felt it very easy to consume and understand, and then also implement and create.
Actually, it worked beautifully for me, to be honest. What I used to do was कि उनकी app सीधा download कर लेता हूँ from the Play Store, because I was not using super daily पहले regular. Whatever points are there mentioned in the case कि अच्छा retention पे ये है उनका metric, ये percentage है, तो I used to see अच्छा ये retention के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं exactly. If I'm opening the app and not making any purchase and exiting the app, what is the CRM communication that I'm getting? What is the thing that they are doing on a referral front? So for that I used to do that kind of analysis. So for me the case was beautiful. It was a good context for me, and I was also able to understand where that expert is actually coming from.
So I work in acquisition and retention team. So when he was explaining the journey, I could relate. So he was telling me कि ये setup moment होता है, ये habit moment होता है. तो I could relate कि मेरे Pepperfly के case में what is habit moment. When I asked him कि हमारे में I don't feel like कि we have a setup moment as such. So his the answer that he gave was like a new idea to me कि मैंने उसके दिन बाद की फिर ऑफिस में कि why don't we do this?
Right.